This is Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm joined by Anthony Yarde, who is back in action after all these months on Saturday night. Beast from the East, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. It's good to be back. It's good for the return. For me, it's an equal piece of excitement having fans back and having me back in the ring, so I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, this year promises to be a big one for you. Do you feel like, everything that went on last year in your personal life, do you feel like rejuvenated now and fresh for this year?
Absolutely. For me, it's just like, it's one fight at a time, and all that matters is fight night. Because you can have a fantastic training camp. When it comes to fight night, if your mind ain't there, if you're not focused, you're not doing your job, it don't matter. So for me, it's on fight night, that's the most important thing.
You fight a Colombian fighter on Saturday night. He's got a big knockout percentage, as mentioned in the presser. Are you expecting this guy to come and fight Alex Theran?
We'll see on fight night. Again, we don't know. But again, I'm prepared for everything. He's a southpaw, so people have been talking about Lyondon Arthur, etc. Lyondon Arthur is an orthodox that boxing on the back foot, or box me on the back foot. This guy, I don't even know too much about him. There's not too much about him online, but again, he's got a very good record. 50 knockouts, 20-something wins, and he's only got 5 losses. And again, these against the people he's lost against, the people that have gone on to do good things. So I don't overlook nobody. So I've got to stay focused and get the job done in a spectacular fashion.
In the coming years, do you think we're going to see the best of Anthony Yarde? I mean, Tunde's always said you can't buy experience. You've had that now throughout your career. Do you think these are the coming years, and what do you have to do to reach your full potential?
For me, it's just the performances. Because at one point everyone was talking about me with very high hopes. You have one defeat or one blip, and then again everyone becomes fickle and forgets. So for me, it's just about staying focused. Again, my corner, they've been working on doing their job in terms of advice, reading what's going on, etc., telling me the right things, and I've been working on things. But again, for me, it's always going to be lions in the camp, because it's a mentality. You see, when you're watching lions on safari, there's times when they ain't getting through for a few miles, but then again, once they see the meeting sites, it's back to work.
I mean, what do you think of that? I mean, you're very much in the mix of the domestic guys everyone always talks about, but as you say, perhaps maybe people are talking about Lyndon, and rightly so, and Joshua-Oleksandr Usyk. Has that changed your mentality towards it all? Do you feel sort of less pressure, more motivation?
Absolutely not. Boxing, it don't change. From fight 1 all the way up into the world title fight, it's all the same thing, because you've got a goal in your mind. I feel like the times you need to be asking these questions is when you're in the position of Canelo, position of Floyd Mayweather, position of all these massive fighters, Tyson Fury. They're guys that have made the millions, won the belts, accomplished what they've wanted to accomplish. So that's when you start to get the questions of, are you still motivated? Is there more pressure now? For me, it's like I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish yet. So for me, it's always going to be a dog mentality, a lion mentality, and I just got to get it.
We know that October 9th is announced, you and Lyondon Arthur, providing you come through Saturday night. How excited are you by the opportunity at Revenge?
I don't believe in revenge. When you embark on a journey of revenge, you need to dig 2 graves. Revenge ain't sweet for nobody, so for me it's just about, I believe more in the saying of right and the wrong. I believe that, again, I'll just put this on notice as well. I still believe if there was a winner in the fight, it was me. But again, watching the fight, it was a very, very close fight. Boxing is about perceptions. Boxing is about a lot of perceptions. I've had a lot of messages. A lot of people have said I lost the fight, a lot of people have said I won the fight. It don't matter no more. On the record, it says that he was winner. So again, on October 9th, I'll talk about that when it comes, but for this Saturday, I've got work to do.
That's fair enough. I mean, what's James Cook added to the team?
James Cook's added a lot of realism, a lot of advice and criticism, and just little tips. Just like some of his experience. He's been a fighter. He boxed at a good level. So there's been trusted people just. And you done that so good. Try and add that on, or you've done this for too long, or little things, and it's just things I'm working on. Boxing's a sport, you never stop learning. you never stop learning. You always try and tweak things. You always try to get better at what you're already good at, and you always try to get better at the things you're not so good at. So it's just one of the things. As time goes on, you get better.
One thing I wanted to touch on outside of just you fighting, what's your sort of goals, I guess, within sort of the community in Hackney? Do you see yourself as kind of a role model to the kids there? Have you felt that support and appreciation?
Well, I say all around London. I say all around the world. Anyone that knows me, that knows my personality, that knows what I'm about. And again, this is one of the reasons James Cook joined my team, because even the reason he's not here now is because he's working with kids in Hackney as we speak. So again, that's something that, as a team, we're about giving back, we're about inspiring the next generation, and that's just what I feed off of. When I talk to these young kids and I see these young kids, I'm boxing right now as a professional in a gym that's built for young kids. So that's what keeps me motivated. That's what I like to see them. I like them coming up and asking me questions. I like talking to them, etc. And when I see them change, that boosts me. It's a piece of energy for me.
Yeah, just talk about Box Up Crime Minutes. Stephen Addison's spoken to before. He's doing some great stuff there with the kids.
Fantastic stuff. As I said, I'm a person that, I was trying to find the right word, but I'm involved in it. And the structure of it is giving kids opportunity, rebuilding misguided dreams. A lot of kids are sold dreams that, there's no options. You need to do this, you need to sell drugs, you need to be in gangs, you need to be in violence. And again, I'm there as inspiration to show them that there's other ways out. I've had a certain background, I've had a certain past, I made my way out and I changed my life around. So they see it, and again, because they're around me, they know what I'm about. They see what I'm like every day. They know that okay, this guy he's not just talking, he's not acting, he's not writing a script, and he's actually really doing what he says he does. So it's very happy to see.
Does that make it sort of worthwhile when you look back and see that and see how far you've come and seeing how they perceive you? That must make forget losses for a second. I mean, that's just something you can't really buy that. Absolutely. Moving on, Ant, just a few predictions I wanted to get from you. You mentioned Canelo. What do you reckon about his fight against Canelo-Plant?
I have no idea, man. Canelo's a beast right now. And he's very, very confident. And again, as I say, it's hard to be a confident fighter. Canelo keeps getting better and better, so I feel like Canelo will get the win. But Canelo-Plant is a serious fighter. He's a very good boxer as well.
Joshua-Usyk?
Say again?
What do you reckon about Anthony Joshua-Oleksandr Usyk?
I think Joshua may overpower him, but again, Usyk has a lot of boxing ability, very slick boxer, so he hasn't been a heavyweight for long. He fought Chisora, which again I had my opinion about, but I don't know, that's the kind of fight you have to wait and see him fight now.
Just finally, I'm not going to ask you for a real prediction on this, but you see what's happening on Sunday in Ohio with Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. What do you make of sort of the more YouTubers coming into the sport? Do you believe it's having a positive effect?
I feel like it attracts attention to boxing. Definitely attracts, brings more attention to boxing. So it is a positive, in my opinion. Anything that brings attention to a sport is a good thing.
Well, Ant, we look forward to seeing you back in the ring. Fireworks as always from you.
Always. Lions in the come.
Appreciate it, Ant. All the best.